It is 8:39, Newstalk Sauga 960 Raw. Mike Richards along with David Bastl. As we mentioned, our good friends at Bell Lifestyle Products have a bunch of them that you might want to try. And I'll be honest, a lot of them are extremely successful and some of their best sellers. And when you talk about teas, so Dave said earlier on, well, Tim's going to come on and he's going to tease. He's going to talk about teas. Tim's going to tease? Oh, I don't think that's right. I don't know. And he goes, no, like tea as in coffee and tea.
Talk about teas,
Oh,
yes.
I thought Tim was going to talk about teas. Well, he actually is, but the ones that you're going to want. And when we start looking at all of them, boy, some of them are just, and they're really important. We'll get to the Prostate Easy Flow Tea, which is, for this age group and for what we talk about for our audience, it is something you may want to check out. It is something that's very successful and important, I know, to Bell. So we say good morning to Tim. Good morning, Tim Allen.
Good morning, guys.
And good morning to Doug Carey.
Hey, good morning.
Yeah, that's when you talk there. And so now what have you done? Now people can't see, they'll see later on, but you've got the it's decorative what you've done behind you. There's a slight are those little Santas? What have you done there, Doug? You're really shining right here.
Yeah, I mean this is Christmas now, right? Anything online got to be Christmassy.
Boy, it's like Santa's Village when I look at that. Really, you really done a lot there.
I went all out.
Well, looking at these products, and people have to understand, when you start talking about these ancient remedies, I think probably when you start talking about teas, I think that's exactly what we're talking about. So Tim, where do you want to start with this? Because there's a lot of them.
Well, it's interesting because we've been working internationally, and one of our recent launches, our Easy Flow Prostate Tea, has been so successful, in North America and in other parts of the world. But just recently, we entered into an arrangement distributing our products into Malaysia. So this is our product. We labeled it up with English on one side, and then we got Malay on the other side of it. And this just arrived and is going to be shipped this week. So we're very excited about it. And I was speaking with Doug, and I said, maybe we should talk about tea, and not so much even these. We have several bulk teas. We have the Easy Flow Prostate Tea. We have a Kidney Cleanse and Function Tea. And then we also have a Bladder Control Tea. These are large size packages with bulk tea in them. And treatment teas like some of the other ones we have, but we started to investigate launching some new teas. And so part of the process with going through that, we've got 4 of them on the horizon for the future, is looking at the formulation, the taste, flavor profile, and the aroma that we get from it, because drinking tea should be pleasurable experience. I mean, you can try some of these medicinal teas and some of them really aren't that great. So we're working really, really hard with our partners to get the teas that really make sense for us. And so going down that path and thinking about the COVID-10 from this past year, I think we're all up a few pounds here and there, at least from the friends I've spoken to. But, introducing tea into your daily routine, there's a lot of positives with it. And we've got, what I've been drinking recently is our Japanese green tea. It's a pretty common product, widely available on the market. And so we've been enjoying that, but we've started, as I said, investigating some new teas, and we've got some fantastic flavors in those. I won't reveal all of the details about those because there's a few months away yet, but they've been fantastic to test. And the result is, on a couple of them, you don't eat as much. You sip on the tea through the day and you don't eat as much. We do have some other products that are, these new ones will all be in tea bags, and we have 5 products that are currently in tea bags. I mentioned Japanese green tea. We also have a tea for digestion. It's being renamed as Easy Digestion for 2021. We've got one for sleep and relax. We've been speaking about that tea for a while now. We've made that available to first-line responders, healthcare workers, through the promotion we ran earlier in the year and continues through the balance of this year. We've also got a product for breathing, a decongestant tea. And then we have a product as a laxative. It's our constipation relief tea. So all of these teas do incredibly well for us. And I just thought we should take a moment today to talk about tea, the benefit of tea, some of these formulations that we've targeted.
I'm not a big tea drinker per se. Like I don't have my coffee in the morning. I don't need any hot beverage. But one thing I will tell you guys, and Doug's kind of introduced me to this one because I'm very fond of it, and the success rate of it for me personally has been outstanding. Is the sleep and relax tea, Doug. It's been a great way to kind of calm everything down after a stressful day. I have 2 kids online schooling throughout the day. My wife's at work, at home. I'm here doing my thing. I've actually started to enjoy a nightly tea, and the sleep and relax has had some really positive results for me.
Yeah, the big advantage of teas, like you mentioned too, that you like popping capsules sometimes. You know, I'm like you sometimes too. I'll just do a couple of capsules of sound sleep, but I'll do the tea as well. And the big advantage of having the teas is you get more of the active ingredients. So when you steep it, you get a lot more that comes out from the tea than you can pack into a capsule. And so, you know, it's a great way of taking it. It's also relaxing. I mean, at the end of the day, when you're sitting there watching the highlights from all the sports that aren't going on, you can just sit back and drink tea.
Well, it's funny that you say that because sound sleep is something that is used regularly in this household on a daily basis. It's what we use. I've not done the tea. Now, Linda is a tea drinker. I'm not so much a tea drinker, but I've always wanted to, because I have it, wanted to try, you know, the sleep and relax tea. But Tim, also to your point, a lot of time when people get into the teas, you know, was it like David's tea and all these places have these. You look at, you smell some of them. I'm like, okay, that's nice. Is that the stinky sock? Oh, I'm sorry. What is that the dumpster? What flavor is this supposed to be? Because they go, oh no, but it's very good for your, very good for your ocular cavity. Yeah, but I can't get it by my nose, so that's a problem for me because it doesn't. I don't care what it does. Even like people like chamomile. What is that? What is it? Is that dead dandelions? I don't know what it is, but it's just not my favorite thing. So at some point, you got to address kind of that elephant in the room, which is, do people actually enjoy it? Do they like it? So I can certainly understand how some of these, because Japanese, so the green tea to me, because if I go to a Japanese restaurant, I'm having the tea. But Tim, as you're saying, it's more than just that. And as you said, and also you're saying to stop the cravings, the eating, it does actually slow stuff down.
Absolutely. I'm not a big tea drinker. It's kind of the coffee in the morning and away we go. But I have 2 daughters, and one in particular loves tea and is drinking tea and making all kinds of different combinations. And I'm smelling them, and it's like, well, what kind of cookie are you making? No, Dad, it's tea.
Really?
So,
Yeah.
there's both sides of it. The ones that have the stinky smell, but there's ones that have an incredible aroma. And the Japanese green tea have been used, indicated for heart health and indicated for diet control. And we've been working around with some flavors and some other additional ingredients. And this one has been incredibly beneficial, hugely beneficial. I find that if I have it in the morning or have it in the afternoon, as we were doing this taste profiling over the last couple of weeks, it's amazing how it just stops me from eating. And I think this year it's a good thing to stop eating.
Yeah. And what is that going to be launched to? Is there a date that you have in mind for that? Because I know you guys are still, in the labs on it, and not quite yet. But is there a destination time?
Yeah, we're probably, unfortunately, with the regulatory process, we're probably 6-7 months out, maybe longer. Just
Sure.
Depends on where it goes. So we're just finalizing all the formulations and actually have a meeting this week to arrive on hopefully 4 new products, as I mentioned earlier. And those we'll push the button on that, get those into production. And a good part of that is going through the regular process. We've talked about the regulatory in the past, and we have to do submissions, we have to wait for an NPN, or natural product number, which allows us to make claims for the products. So as long as the formulas pass, then we get that number, and then we can start marketing the products.
You know, and a lot of the stuff that we talk about in general, and what we've learned over the last year, learning about all these products and taking them ourselves personally, is that sometimes it's stuff you don't necessarily, especially as men, you don't want to talk about. Like it's stuff that it's not a conversation you're going to talk about. The NHL starting January 13th. You know, and you talk about the Kansas City, and then someone said, how do I get rid of constipation? That rare. I mean, that's not how the conversation goes. But trust me, it's out there. And guys, it's these homemade remedies. Well, you know what you need to do, and this is what people think about. Well, it's already done here, and it has been done probably for like 1,000 years when it comes to some of these teas. But things like indigestion, constipation. Now again, there's more serious things like the prostate and bladder and so on. But constipation is something that people deal with, and they try to come up with what their family had done. It's done already in this, because it's a little bit of a sensitive topic, but these are very effective. These are extremely effective methods.
Yeah, I think if you're a reasonably healthy person and you're making your way through the day without some of these issues, and if you sleep well at night, you don't really have these things on your mind. But having been in this business for so long, going out and visiting customers, suppliers, stores, well, at least a year ago we were doing that. There was a launch on the market. It was a sleep-related product, and I had never seen so much product loaded into displays and being sold. And it really wakes you up to realize just how many issues there really are, and the severity that people face if they don't get a good night's sleep. And I think, I can talk for myself that going through the aging process, finding it more challenging at times to get a good night's sleep. But on all fronts, I mean, we talk about the whole constipation issue, the whole being a regular on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And so many guys really have a tough time. They don't really talk about it too much, but they have a tough time. So getting the fiber into the diet and using these teas, keeping hydrated. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do to address day-to-day health and be in good shape.
Another thing
And with Christmas coming up.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Doug.
With Christmas coming up, there's some of the teas like our indigestion tea, which I take, you have that big heavy meal, especially during barbecue season. And now that we have Christmas coming up with the big turkey dinner, you tend to get like really bloated. So I use the indigestion tea, after I feel really bloated, just have some of that, settles my stomach. I don't feel so bloated, and you feel so much better than, going through the agony of having overeaten and just sort of lying on the couch, squirming because you ate too much. So there's a real practical side to having something you can sip and relax after dinner, and you don't feel so full.
One thing, because I know we're up against the time here in a couple minutes, but so I've tried the prostate tea, the Easy Flow, which has been excellent. And the thing I like about it, guys, is, and Doug kind of pushed me in this direction too, is I made the batch. So I made a good chunk of it. I ciphered through it, let it sit overnight, so get everything that I wanted in that tea itself. I sit it in the fridge, and it's there ready for me. And it's a cooler tea, because sometimes I don't want the hot tea. And the thing I love is the convenience of it. I got a month's supply of it, just basically a fridge opening away from me, morning and night. And the results are excellent too. The convenience of that for me, Tim, is instead of sitting there making it and waiting for it, and then you forget about it. No, it's right there ready for you the whole month.
No, that's a very good point too, because some people just they're not going to have hot beverages. They're not a fan. But a lot of iced teas, cold teas, are massively popular. So it's a really good point.
Good taste as well. So.
Well, the one thing, as I said, for Dave and myself with this association, we've just learned a lot. There's a lot of things that have changed the way that our family operates. Of course, Jordan, my son, knows all about this stuff because of, going to the gym and all the supplements and everything else. But it's been a real learning process for myself and for my wife after this year. Now, the one thing that, because the last time we're going to get a chance to talk before Christmas, going into the new year, the one thing that I think that we would like to do, and we talked a little bit about it today, but in the new year, sort of concentrate on that prostate, the easy flow and the prostate issues, because of the things that we talk about, it is the more serious probably of a lot of things that we do. And I know we really kind of want to concentrate on that a little bit. So if people, listening here this morning, they've heard us mention it beforehand, that is something that probably into 2021 is something that we want to concentrate, maybe do some things with, because as you know, Tim, it's one of the things that, and also talking to Val, these issues, I mean, how common is this to have a prostate issue when you get over the age of, I don't know what age it would be, but we're talking one in probably a very, like, you're going to probably have to deal with this at some point. It's not like it's a 1 in a million. There's probably like 1 in, what would that number be for men? 1 in 3. Like, I don't know. It's high.
I think that, I don't think I've met too many men going through the aging process that haven't had an issue one way or the other with enlarged prostate. So I think we're batting probably around 50%, at least the ones that report it and want to address it, want to deal with it. And, typically we're talking 50 years old and up. But perhaps it's happening earlier. But it's a serious issue. And thankfully, I mean, through both your show and where we're at now with getting the information out there, people are talking about the health issues. Men are talking about their health issues and hopefully feeling more comfortable about talking about their health issues. And we've got some great natural health products can address some of those. And that one's a great one. Yeah. One of my favorites.
Absolutely.
I don't mind putting it out there.
Yeah. See, this is the giving part of Tim Allen. People don't know this. Gentlemen, thank you so much for a spectacular year. I mean, it's made us who we are. We absolutely love being a part of this. We love sharing things that are beyond a point spread or who's playing on the third line. And this is part of how life is. It's been just the most enjoyable parts of our career. So thank you so much for that. We appreciate it. We wish the best for your families, as as not the extended family, but the ones in front of us. Hopefully, if you can get together, and wish you nothing but the best, and really look forward to the new year, because it's been just an absolute pleasure.
Thanks so much. We appreciate it. It's been really a great relationship. So thanks so much for the support.
Merry Christmas, gentlemen.
Merry Christmas.
Have a great holidays and stay safe.
Yeah,
that is Tim Allen, Doug Carey join us here. Bell Lifestyle Products, once again, sponsors of the show and the studio when we're actually in it, which, wouldn't that be a treat?
This is still the Bell Lifestyle studio. It goes with us.
It expands. Yeah, I guess it goes.
Exactly. Yeah.